March 15th, 2019. I am in my bedroom. It is freezing cold outside, windy, awful day. I'm not feeling so good. I was almost not going to do this one, but it's number 17. That's my favorite number. So I figured I would do a slight introduction to myself. My name is Macklin Bilski. I was born and raised on the west side of Cleveland, Ohio. I'm 23 years old. I am an artist. I do everything. I paint, I write, I make music, I do photography. I've done music videos. What else is there? Oh, I don't know. There's so many different things. Clothing, um, material things, sculptures. Haven't done a sculpture, but we'll see. Um, there's so many different things that I do, and there's so many different things I love to do. That's just part of me. Um, let's see, I went to Westlake High School. I live in Westlake, Ohio. Currently, I went to Miami of Ohio. There's a school in Oxford, Ohio, close to Cincinnati. And there I started out school studying business. Then I moved into computer science. And then from computer science, I totally ditched that and went into studying media as well as studying botany and biology. And my formal degree is in botany. So I have a bachelor's in botany slash biology from Miami, Ohio. From there, I graduated early. I graduated in 2016. I was on the quote unquote fast track. I took college classes in high school, which allowed me to graduate early. After college, I went to Los Angeles. I was looking for jobs in the wine industry, just knocking on doors. I ended up buying a camera after being inspired from a quick trip to Hawaii. I met a great photographer. His name is Josiah Gordon. Um, Definitely look him up. He's just incredible. Travels all over, and he really does, climb mountains and volcanoes to get the shots he takes. So check him out. But he inspired me to go back to LA, buy a camera. I bought a camera. I'd always been creative. I've been making YouTube videos with my friends since we were about 12, and I have some knowledge of photography. I've always had a camera in my hands, and from this camera, I ended up meeting some pretty cool people, taking their pictures, going up to Sequoia, getting some cool nature shots, and I ended up making a website and applying for a job to work with Major League Baseball, which I played baseball my entire life, and that was a huge part of my life. So I got a job with the Colorado Rockies. Got to I don't know. I think I don't know, spending 3 months out there in Denver. Lived downtown, fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Everything about that city is just so beautiful. It's it's new, it's upcoming. It is really going to be one of the coolest cities in the world uh, within the next, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So it's gonna be incredible there. But I didn't end up loving that job. It became a little stagnant for me. I have a very active mind. I like to be moving all over the place. I sit in one spot for these videos, but I always have to be doing stuff. Um, when it's not, 7 minutes of camera time, it's me running around and taking pictures or making music, finding samples, finding things to convert from one thing into another. Um, it I'm always moving. So that job didn't work out for me, and I quit. I moved back home. I ended up staying on the Lake Erie Islands for the summer, kind of refocusing what I was looking to do, making a lot of music. I really only started making music about 2 years ago, but I've been kind of all in since then. I really love it. I love the challenge of it. It's like putting together a puzzle that you've never seen the final image of. Um, so you just kind of have to guess. And I mean, I'm just not that good at it. I'm not musically trained, so I don't really know that many. What would that be? I don't know the fundamentals, so sometimes things take me a little bit longer if I'm trying to look for a chord or what is this note that is being played. It's hilarious. It could be so much faster if I just took the time to learn, but um, that's on the list. I'm getting there. Um, so yeah, I moved. away from Denver, lived on the islands, kind of found my pace and my loves. I really love to just walk around with a notepad and look at everything around me and be inspired by the beauty of the world and just kind of find the bits of wisdom that nature has to offer and then convert those into little poems. I love to share those. I have a second Instagram page other than my Macklin Bilski page. You should go follow. It's called Mind Before Sight, and I just post all my writings. But a lot of times I take prompts from people. You can buy a poem. You can buy a poem, yeah, from my website, macklin.io, and you just write a little word, and then from that I get to write a poem based on what you sent me, and it's so fun. I really love engaging with people that way. It's fun to get to know them, or if I do know them, it's fun to kind of pick their brain and see if I can figure out what they're trying to get at when they're suggesting a word. And then it opens up a lot of dialogue. I love talking to people. I love just communicating deep and intense thoughts, as well as just getting to meet new people and seeing what they do and watching them become the people they're supposed to be as life goes on. I've met so many talented artists and just talented people in every field, whether that's, business, art, science, uh, health, fitness. I just know so many people that are so talented at what they do and so driven, and that absolutely inspires me all the time, just to keep going and keep getting better, um, and not just always saying yes to the next opportunity, to be able to keep up with the people that I have um, ahead of me. That I can't say they're better than me. I think they're just ahead of me. I have a long list of things that I want to do in my life, and some of them aren't even on my list yet. I don't even know what they are. But one of those, or a couple of those things are, I love to make music, and I'd love to keep making music. I'd love to have, self projects as well as projects that I've produced for other people. I'd love to have massive paintings that I've painted that would hang all over my house. I like to look at art that I've made because a lot of the times I have no idea what I'm doing while I'm making it, and then afterwards I get to figure it out. Um, and that's the music, that's the writing, that's everything. That's it's a fun little game. But I want to take portraits of people. I love getting to know people through an image. It's so revealing in the best way. What you're willing to show me, I can pick up on camera, and I get to learn about your stories and how your stories have shaped you into the person that you are, and that gets to open up so many doors, and then also gets me contemplative and figuring out things about myself. I would love to just work with, I think I said this in another video, just people that have made it so far in their careers that they have ultimately created the best life they could possibly live. I would say career success wise, obviously some people have issues when they get to different levels, but people that are very happy with where they've come and where they started, that's something that, those are the kinds of people that I like to work with, as well as, family members and people that are close to me. I feel like, and I'll say this again and again, so many people have so many different stories, and they're all so beautiful. Where you started does not dictate where you end, and you just keep climbing and keep going. But I like to work with the people who are driven and willing to climb the mountain, even if it's one step at a time, one day at a time. Another thing, I love to write. I'd love to be paid to think. This is one of my favorite things to do. I'd love to just do this on stage and get to write for people and, provide these little pieces of information, whether they be considered wisdom or just one man's opinion. I would love to offer that to so many different people, whether that's in the form of a poetry book or just a book in general. I'm not necessarily sure. I love to write. I would love to travel, get to see the world. But the parts of the world that are just so epic, and no matter what you do, when you sit there, you feel like you're a part of something special. I'm looking at this map right now, and there's these Plateaus, looks like Arizona, Utah area, and it's just so. I think that's called Monument Park, right? Monument Valley. It's just so epic, and those are the things that I constantly think about as I go forward with my life. I try to create things that are of massive scale, even though I'm doing it most times either from my bedroom or the studio downstairs. Um, just a sense of grandeur. I love the scale of things. In my first ever mixtape, I think the first words I spoke were, "I think big, so I writ it bigger." That's supposed to be wrote, but um, I wrote massive. I had these big pieces of paper, and I wrote these lyrics huge. Just because I like to think big, I like to have big ideas, and I like to traverse the universe in a single thought, and that ultimately inspires me to keep going bigger and keep making bigger and bigger things. I think the ultimate culmination of a lot of the things I'd like to do would be contained in film. I know I'm not prepared, but that's definitely where I started. And I hope to just keep going and creating bigger and bigger works until I can reach as many people as possible with um, either strong creative storylines or extremely meaningful works for the entirety of humanity. I know that's difficult to even say. It it sounds right in my head, but it sounds weird to say because it's a big goal. So yeah, Mac Bilski. I'm a young kid with big dreams. I think that's how we all start. Um, I know it's one day at a time. I know it's one step at a time, and I'm working there. Or working to get there, whoever there is. I have some ideas, but for the most part, I just want to thank the people that watch these. So, thank you, and have a great day. Bye bye.